Welcome to X's and O's with LeRoy Butler, and let's get right at it. We are going to show you the 1st and 10 play, first quarter, 12:01 to go. Jordy Nelson. Again, we talked about it in 5 questions.
Yep.
The guy gets open. Now, we're going to show you a play where the defense is designed to stop him.
Yes.
And he still beats it. Now, this is very similar to what Detroit did.
Absolutely.
To him, and only this time they beat him because the protection was good,
Yeah.
and Rodgers had time to do it.
Yeah.
So basically, you see, they're in an I formation with Corliss as the fullback. Nothing fancy here. It's going to wind up being a play-action fake, and Corliss is going to go this way. But everything that happens over here doesn't matter. It's all over here.
Absolutely. And again, when you play action, you're going to lose the linebackers. So the middle here is vacated, okay? But again, the reason why these two guys are in red is because in his mind, Tom, not only do I want to take out one of the best receivers, but this is cover 2 was designed not to give up 59-yard touchdowns.
Right.
Because right now you are 17 yards deep. Now, but here's the reason why a good receiver, average receiver, and a Pro Bowl receiver just makes this play work. When you're Aaron Rodgers, you come up now, you know they're in cover 2. But you want to try to get Cobb to do something, be a team player. I want you to, the old banana and tailpipe to this guy. So Cobb goes up and goes around this guy and just holds the safety for a second. But this is not the safety's. That's not the safety's guy. The safety should be here to stop any kind of post and bomb. I mean, but the problem is, for this corner time, all he has to do is jam and make sure Jordy Nelson gets outside of him. No matter what.
That's
You got
all your job.
That's all your job. Put him outside. But Jordy Nelson comes up. I'm going to put it in purple because I want you to see what he does. And he comes up, leans out, and that guy steps. He came back inside, and right there is what we call a window. Okay, now there's a clear-cut window right there.
Right.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And Aaron had to throw this ball in a trajectory in that window that I can catch that ball. I'm Jordy Nelson. That I can catch it and protect myself because this safety is closing. Now, if you get in there with the velocity and the trajectory, long words, now I can catch it. The guy over pursues, I cut inside of him. Now you got a 59-yard touchdown.
Right, and so you're right. It was a low trajectory.
It was such a great throw.
And it's got to be that way. You can't
gotta
float
be
it
that
up
way.
there. And there's probably some quarterbacks, Matt Ryan outdoors, probably can't make that
No,
throw.
a lot of guys can't make that throw.
I'll be
very
Newton
honest with you.
could, but
Yeah.
I remember Favre doing a similar thing with Antonio Freeman, beating that coverage too down the sideline.
Absolutely. That's a great point. I think Favre's first touchdown, Kendrick Taylor, it was something similar to this. He hit the guy, in a seam, and it's a touchdown. But to make that throw, you got to have great confidence. And 12 was playing great, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah.
And to make that throw, you have a lot of trust in your receiver.
Right, and probably none of it happens unless he puts that move
Right.
on.
If this guy gets him outside, the play's dead. You got to dump it down to your check down. It is over with.
Right. Good looking play. Okay, now we're going to look at a play from New Orleans defense. We've seen a lot of New Orleans
This is
offense.
Detroit's offense.
Detroit's offense, New Orleans defense. And the reason we're showing this is that Rob Ryan is the defensive coordinator, and he's, like his brother, will send some exotic stuff at people. And you have to kind of guess on that. Now, Rodgers handled it pretty well against the Jets.
Yeah.
This one, Matthew Stafford didn't handle it well.
Right.
And I think what we're going to show here is probably the difference between what Rodgers might do and what Stafford would do on something like this.
Between a Hall of Famer and a good quarterback.
Right.
It's a big difference.
So it's an interesting setup because both safeties, 32 and 25, are right here on this side of the field. No safety over here. And there's a lot of guys over on this side. So this is going to wind up being a blitz, and why don't you go ahead and show what these guys do?
And first thing you have to do is look at if you look at what Matthew Stafford did, he determined who the mic was, which was 50. Him and the center pointed at 50. But that's not the key to it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? The key to it is knowing who the mic is, but you got to know we're overloaded on this side.
Right.
And real quick, what I think Rodgers would do was move Lacy here, and he'd step back and shotgun.
Right.
But he didn't. But Matthew Stafford didn't do that. He stayed underneath the center,
Right.
which is fine. And you got enough to block these guys. But here's the problem to it when they overload one side. You know, this guy here, he's just basically just tying up the tackle.
Right.
You know, 32, he came in here, he tried to come in on the guard.
Right.
Now 24 came in, and now you got an overloaded blitz. And it was a play action. So now, and these guys are playing like cover two here.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like cover two. You got a blitz going into a clouded or rolled up coverage. And it's the same on this side. This guy hit, drop out, this guy hits, and this guy becomes the new safety, and they just underneath, they'll play that guy underneath. Now back to this side. When he play actions to the back, which was Bell, this guy, the running back, he got caught up in the line.
He's out of the play.
He's out of the
As long
play.
as he's going this way.
As long as he steps up, he's out of the
out
play.
of the
And
play.
this guy came in and sacked him.
So if you're Aaron Rodgers, more than likely you either go to shotgun,
He'll go to shotgun.
or you shift so that the play action goes this way, maybe.
Yeah, he'll shift and he'll come in the shotgun. He'll put Lacy on this side, right? And he'll come back to shotgun. Now he'll recognize this. Now he's going to tell Lacy, you got this guy 24. Now the guard and the tackle, you just brought big on big. So when 32 comes, the guard just blocks him. Center here blocks, everybody blocks. They got it picked up. Now you can get this guy to do anything you want, which would be 18.
And one thing we noticed that nobody ran a route adjust based
Right.
on the blitz.
No, the middle was wide open.
This guy, and this guy
Yeah.
are gone. So why wouldn't you run a hard slant right
Absolutely.
there? And you got
And this is the Saints' offense, by the way, because they got the same coaches down there, the Saints in Detroit, and there are no side adjusts. So if the Packers feel like they can blitz Drew Brees, maybe they have the same side adjusts. It's just hard to fathom if you know these guys. They don't line up here all the time.
Yeah.
They got to be coming for a reason.
Yeah.
So you go max protection. And sometimes you could put the tight end in the back and go split backs and still get the matchup that you want. That's the difference between Aaron Rodgers and any other quarterback. He's going to take his time, and he always has what? The hard count.
Right.
That always gets these guys leaning and jumping off sides after the hard count, and Stafford didn't use that. Those are the tools that quarterbacks need to use
Yes,
to
at
figure out what
home.
these
He was at Stafford was at home.
especially at home.
Rodgers will be on the road. It'll be
Yeah.
a little harder.
It'd be a little harder.
I don't think it's as loud as the Silverdome, Ford
Yeah.
Field.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And the other thing is, do you think that Rob Ryan
Yeah.
would even do this to
Absolutely.
Rodgers?
It's the arrogance of coaching.
Okay.
They don't change their system for anybody
Right.
because they're hoping that a quarterback makes a mistake, even Aaron Rodgers. The problem is Aaron Rodgers has been flawless. And so that's the problem, you know, some of these guys blitz, and he's number one when you blitz him, Tom.
Yeah.
So if you blitz him, you better get home. If not, 87 is going deep.
Yeah, 18 touchdowns, 1 interception.
That's just crazy. That was I used to do that in Little League.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
except
Little
it
League
was 1 touchdown, 18 interceptions.
Don't
right?
give all my secrets up. Thanks for that.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week after the New Orleans game.